Imagine a life where every dollar you earn works harder for you. Picture yourself being able to afford your dreams, whether it's traveling the world, owning your first home, or simply enjoying life's luxuries without financial stress. Now, what if I told you that the path to that freedom starts with one simple habit: budgeting? I know, budgeting doesn't exactly scream exciting, does it? But here's the reality: 61% of young adults in the US live paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink in. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple 5-step blueprint to start budgeting today and set yourself on a course toward real financial freedom. The setup: why budgeting matters. All right, let's get real here. Why do most people ignore budgeting? Because they think it's complicated, boring, or that they don't need it until they do. But the thing is, financial stress is the fastest way to lose sleep, lose freedom, and worst of all, lose time. So here's the plan. I'm going to show you 5 steps to make budgeting not only easy, but also motivating. And by the end, you'll have a clear strategy that keeps your money working in your favor. Step 1. Determine your why. Before we dive into the numbers, let's start with a question. Why do you want to budget? Do you want to pay off debt, save for a big goal, or maybe just stop stressing about money? Knowing your why creates a purpose, and purpose is what makes budgeting feel like a means to freedom, not restriction. Think about it this way: budgeting without a purpose is like going to the gym without any fitness goals. You'll eventually wonder, why am I doing this again? By defining your purpose, you're building your motivation muscle. With your purpose in mind, let's turn our attention to the numbers. Up next, we're going to break down your financial reality in a way that makes sense. No complicated spreadsheets or math degrees required. Step 2. Track your income and expenses. All right, now we get to the core of budgeting, knowing exactly where your money goes. I know, tracking every dollar might sound tedious, but here's a truth that will save you time and stress. What gets measured gets managed. There are apps like Mint, YNAB, and Personal Capital that make this as easy as scrolling through Instagram. Start by listing out all your income sources, then track every dollar you spend for a month. Don't worry about judgment here. This isn't about cutting things out yet. It's about creating awareness. Quick question: ever looked at your bank statement and thought, did I really spend that much on coffee? Well, you're not alone. It's these small insights that make all the difference. Once you see where your money's going, you'll have the clarity you need to make better financial decisions. And that brings us to the next step: creating a spending plan you can actually stick to. Step 3. Set a realistic spending plan. Now that you know where your money is going, it's time to set a plan. This is where budgeting turns from being theoretical to practical. Think of it as giving yourself permission to spend, but with purpose. The 50-30-20 rule is a great starting point. 50% on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings and debt repayment. This way, you're not cutting out the fun, you're simply putting it in perspective. And here's the cool part: when you're budgeting for fun, there's no guilt. Yes, you can have that weekend trip with friends or those concert tickets you want, as long as it fits within your plan. Now that we have a structure, let's look at a crucial but often overlooked step that can truly make or break your budget. Step 4. Automate your savings. If you're wondering why most budgets fail, it's because they rely on discipline alone. And let's be honest, who wants to think about saving when there's an option to spend instead? This is where automation becomes your secret weapon. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account right after you get paid. This way, you're saving without even thinking about it. It's like having a financial autopilot. Imagine your future self thanking you for all the stress-free savings you've set aside. Think of it as a self-care fund, except it's caring for your future. Now that your savings are in motion, let's put a final touch on this budget to make sure it's something you'll stick with over time. Step 5. Review and adjust monthly. Here's the final step to a successful budget: review and adjust. Every month, take a quick look at your income, expenses, and saving. Did anything change? Did you overspend in certain areas? Reviewing lets you course correct and keeps you on track. Think of it like a fitness plan. You wouldn't go to the gym once and expect results, right? The same goes for budgeting. It's an ongoing process that evolves with you. And this small habit of monthly reviews keeps you aligned with your goals. Remember, the sooner you get into this habit, the sooner you'll start to see the impact on your life. And believe me, those small changes will compound over time into serious financial gain. So there you have it: 5 simple steps to start budgeting like a pro. Start with your why. Track your income and spending. Set a plan. automate your savings, and review regularly. Budgeting isn't about limitation, it's about building the life you want with purpose.